Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome to another Tabletop RPG News Roundup, this time for June 29th, 2025, where each week I take a look back at the week in tabletop role-playing game news and bring you the highlights, and it looks like it's going to be... I may end up missing the graphics again this week, because I just realized it's like about 15 minutes before I'm supposed to put this out. It's going to be late anyway. It looks like Wizards of the Coast has a new playtest for D&D up on D&D Beyond. This time, the Unearthed Arcana offers a number of new subclasses with arcane themes. So, you have an account, you can log in there and tell them what you think. Moving on to minor and PDF releases, Raging Swan Press has Fell Doings at the Owl and Weasel, a city location that can be dropped into any campaign available in Pathfinder, 1st Edition, as well as 5th Edition and OSR versions. Blackreach Warren is a 5th Edition dungeon crawl in a Forgotten Crypt with a focus on psychological tension and dread. The Dawn of Steel is a 5th Edition location supplement that offers a combat-focused political adventure. Terra RPG is a set of locations for their setting, each focusing on a different region. There's adventuring in the Duchy of Meridian, adventuring in the Duchy of Galt, and adventuring in Ashenvale, each suited for any system, although if I recall, most of the Terra RPG stuff is 5th Edition based, so it just expands on that. The Clockwork Conspiracy is a 5th Edition compatible adventure with a steampunk theme set in a grand city where the city watch is looking for help with an investigation. Urban Resources is a 5th Edition toolkit based on fleshing out cities with NPCs, locations, monsters, items, and more that you can just drop in. Chronicle of the Wildkin offers a new 5th Edition spellcasting and shapeshifting class, along with subclasses, spells, items, and lore. Orcs and Orcs is available in print on demand. It is a 5th Edition offering that looks to flesh out orcs with various orc stat blocks, factions, magic items, and tools. African Monsters from Legendary Games is a collection of 5th Edition creatures with an African theme, everything from animals to mythical creatures. And this looks like it's the entirety of Africa from sub-Saharan all the way up to Egypt area, Mediterranean-based stuff. Georgian Folklore Bestiary is a monster collection for 5th Edition, offering various spirits, monsters, and legions from Georgian myth. Cute Creatures Compendium Volume 2 is available in print on demand and is a 5th Edition compatible offering that includes various stat blocks for cute creatures, along with lore, summonable creatures, rules to tame and befriend them, adventure hooks, and more. Kobold Press has Labyrinth Adventures for Tales of the Valiant and similar 5th Edition-based systems. It includes 12 adventures that take place across multiple worlds. There's also a world book that includes new player options, lore for the Labyrinth campaign, and so forth. Summoner's Grimoire is a third-party offering for Tales of the Valiant and introduces the Summoner spellcasting class along with magic items, spells, and other support material. Skirmisher Publishing has a couple offerings that can be used for 5th Edition, OSR, or any D20-bit system. There's Basilisk Goggles and Wishing Wells, which contains various magic items, and then Sinister Serpents, new forms of Dragonkind, which is what it says on the tin, new dragon types. Depths Forgotten is an offering for Shadowdark RPG, a bestiary which includes various creatures, including 5 boss creatures. Kobolds Stole My Babies is another adventure for Shadowdark, this time a one-shot that deals with some rat folk whose babies have been stolen by kobolds. Necrotic Gnome has a number of offerings for their Dolemwood setting and RPG system, dealing with a far set on the edge of fairy. There's the Player's Book that offers the player-focused rules, including classes, kindreds, equipment, magic, etc. The Campaign Book offers referee-facing rules, as well as lore and factions. Then there's a Monster Book that details various monsters, and a set of adventures. Imelda's Song, The Fungus That Came to Blakeswell, and The Ruined Abbey of St. Clewyd. There's also a third-party adventure for the rules set and setting, Under the Dolmen's Delve, which details a one-shot introductory adventure. Sour Grapes is an adventure for old school essentials and similar OSR systems that deals with a once-flourishing winery on the brink of collapse. Troll Godfather Press has Religions on Zimrala, which details various gods and the history of gods in the Zimrala setting. Mort Drekon RPG is a rules-light tabletop RPG dealing with ancient magic and dungeon crawling, and with a classic feel but a classless system. Streben is an old-school grim fantasy RPG set in an alternate 14th century Germany, now in English. Originally a system from Italy, and it has a set of fan publications that one can access already out there, so there's that. Kobolds is a set of one ancestry and several adversaries for the Daggerheart system, including various suitable environments. Additional Treasures 6 for Dragonbane is what it says on the tin again, a set of treasure cards for the Dragonbane system. This is the 6th in the series. D6 Forge Death's Domain, the Necromancer's Codex, is a set of death magic themed material for the Universal D6 Forge system. My Lucky Dice is a Call of Cthulhu scenario set in the 1920s where you inherit a gambling house with a hidden safe in it. Supernatural Operatives Executive Field Guide is a Savage Worlds offering that provides archetypes, relics, rituals, etc. for fighting shadows during World War II. Book of Courts is a player and storyteller guide to various seasonal courts for Changeling the Lost, 2nd edition. It includes various archetypes, merits, and such as well. Cubicle 7 has the Laundry role-playing game, which details being a part of Her Majesty's occult services. There's the Introduction to the Applied Occult Computing intro scenario. There's the Supervisor's Guide, Operative's Handbook. Each respectively offers storyteller and player-focused rules. Then Black Bag Jobs Reopened offers several adventures. Finally, there's Overlife, a sort of cyberpunk tech noir system and setting. With that, I'll move on to crowdfunding campaigns. Remember that contributing to a crowdfunding campaign should be done only if shown risk. Doing so is no guarantee of even receiving a product. Mentioned here is not an endorsement, but it is for informational purposes only, and it looks like there'll be another entry into the Epic Heroes Encyclopedia series, this time focusing on the Sorcerer. It'll detail leveling that sort of 5th edition character up to level 30. The Fallen Cleric will be a 5th edition adventurer dealing with a well-known cleric who fell to dark powers. The Crimson Grimoire, a toolkit of dark depths, is looking to fund a toolkit for 5th edition. It offers rule sets for various dark medieval stories. Mystic Reforged will look to fund an expansion of the 5th edition magic systems, including 10th level magic, evolving artifacts, new races, spellcasting classes, creatures, and so on and forth. This seems to be like another thing I covered already, but just like renamed, so I'm not sure about that. I could be wrong about that. Anyway, Blades of the Soul will try to fund a 5th edition expansion featuring soulbound relics, including one that evolves the player character, levels, and adventures. The Shaman will be a mystic class for 5th edition, mingling ritual and primal magic. The Secret of the Ruby Water looks to fund a Shadowdark RPG suited for first level characters, done in a zine-style format. Then Shadowstones looks like it'll be a third-party expansion for Shadowdark that focuses on solo play. Cullen Bunn's Quill and Codex RPG plus Damon Rot Dungeon looks to fund a meat grinder style dungeon as well as a rules light RPG that can be used to run it. Finally, Seaborn looks like it'll be a pirate themed tabletop RPG focused on swashbuckling adventure. And on that note, I'm going to wrap things up here. This has been the RPG Caller, my tabletop RPG news roundup for June 29th, 2025. As always, links will be below. And I will be doing some more reviews coming up. I'm going to have to retool a few if you haven't seen it before, simply because it's been months since I wrote them, and they may not be applicable anymore. I may have to write some more up-to-date stuff, although I've been known to cover systems even after they've been out for years and years, so we'll see. Anyway, if you like what you see, remember to leave a like, comment on your feedback, and subscribe for more RPG content. Until next time, take care and goodbye.
And if you are still watching, I would like to take the opportunity to thank my supporters, the top tiers of which are listed on the screen, without whose support I would not have been able to offer the variety of content that I have on this channel throughout the years. If you're feeling particularly generous and would like to join them, you can support the channel. There are a variety of options to do so. I have a Patreon, a Subscribestar, as well as channel memberships enabled. If you are not in a position to contribute, simply leaving a like, a comment, or sharing my videos are all wonderful ways to help the channel grow without spending a dime, and are all greatly appreciated.